Okay, y'all, I'm back. I'm back. I think I'm all right now. I think I'm all right. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Listen, y'all, I'm gonna just jump right on into this. I'm gonna try to stick to just the facts about this story, the things that are not necessarily just facts, but the things that just jumped out at me when hearing about this Wendy Williams situation. Y'all, obviously, the good news is that Wendy Williams has, in fact, filed for the proverbial divorce. Yes, good for you, Wendy. Good for you. She finally got up the nerve to do the hard thing. Now, even though we know that Wendy Williams likely didn't have any other choice except to file for divorce, I think Wendy Williams' career was at stake. I believe that there was some low-key threats coming from the production company, Debmar Mercury, and some other people in the studio. It was either going to be you get rid of Kelvin or we're going to get rid of you. I think it was a little bit of the fact that he got a baby by this girl, because that's the thing that she said many years ago when she wrote her first book. One of the things that she said would definitely lead to divorce, and so that has happened, allegedly. When I say allegedly, meaning that that baby's supposed to be his, but we don't know for a fact yet. Those two reasons, and of course all of the cheating and the abuse and all of that kind of stuff, we know that's a problem too. But I really believe she had no other choice but to file for a divorce. But good for her. Okay. Now, we know that she served him with papers at 6:30 on Thursday morning while at the studio, according to multiple sources. I think Page 6 was the first one to break the story that Wendy Williams has filed for divorce. And, of course, several others jumped on board after that. You know, it's been a string of articles and a string of blogs and different things talking about her. Even Entertainment Tonight and some big-time television media sources have jumped on this story as well. She served it to him. The story has it, the streets have it, that Wendy Williams packaged the divorce papers up like a gift. The processor, the one who delivers the papers, the divorce papers, went along with some security just in case Kelvin acted a fool when they gave him them papers. They took the security with them, went to the studio early in the morning, I'm pretty sure before Wendy Williams ever entered the building. They handed him the papers, or the gift he thought was a gift, and he was really excited to open this gift. And when he opened it, lo and behold, there were divorce papers in there. Okay. They say there was no incident when he saw the papers. He realized what they were. Allegedly, the story has it is that at some point subsequent to him looking at the papers, he was later locked out of the building. That he could not. He lost his access. All access that he had to the studio has been revoked. I don't know how true that is, but that's what word on the street. And I want to say that was Love B. Scott that broke that. And Love B. Scott is pretty on it. He's pretty accurate about his celebrity. So I'm going to say that really probably happened. And they said it was at that point that Kelvin began cussing and acting a fool. Okay? Now, so all of that happened. Well, we started seeing pictures circulate in the media of Kevin actually. This is a sidebar. They show that he has been spending big money. He's bought Sharina, allegedly bought the car for Sharina, a Porsche. I forgot, I think it's called a Porsche Portofino that's worth like $214,000. He's bought himself a convertible Bentley. That car is worth probably $400 and some thousand. I don't know if he's buying or leasing these cars. I don't know, but I know that Sharina was seen driving the Porsche and he was seen driving the Bentley, picking her up in it and everything. He got on new clothes and new kicks, and I mean, spending money. She walking around here with new weave and new lipstick and some curls, a Preston curl in her hair. She got on new jewelry, diamond earrings, and every picture I saw, she had on a different pair of Nikes. I was like, good grief, look at her. They just spending big money, living high on the hog, okay? And also, in addition, she was wearing her pooch pouch to let everybody know that she did, in fact, have a baby that's allegedly supposed to be Kelvin's. Oh, yeah, she made sure to wear a tight shirt so you can see that big stomach. She looks like she's still about 6-7 months pregnant to me. But I guess that I've never been pregnant, so, you know, I guess that is how women look when after they've had a baby, understandably. But she wanted everybody to see her pooch pouch, all right? So you see all this. Not only that, but Kevin has gotten a new residence, bought a new house, from what I understand, in New Jersey. So he had her staying in a condo in New York. Now he's back in New Jersey in another home. So he's really spending big money. Now, to me, that kind of tells me that those divorce papers that Wendy Williams served him, that he sort of kind of knew it was coming just a little bit, maybe. He just didn't know when, or he didn't think she had the guts to do it. But I think he suspected something, especially when she took that hiatus week before last. I think that he might have, she may have told him one thing, but he realized that she was handling some business. And I just think he felt in his sha-na-na that Wendy was about to do something. A lot of people say he didn't know, and he probably didn't know concretely, but I think he had a feeling because of the discussions that they probably had, and she's probably tried to stay a distance from him during that week that she was on hiatus. But we knew she was working on something. We just did not know what. She was recently seen at the studio with her hairdresser and makeup artist, and she was looking all glamorous, had her long blonde weave in her hair, and she was flashing her flower ring and flashing the hand that she normally has Kevin's ring on, but she didn't have it on. And she was just basically looking like she was unbothered. She was letting us know it was over, and I'm carefree and happy. And I truly believe that she has gotten an epiphany. I do believe she's gotten an epiphany in the mix of all of these things, pressure coming down on her. I think she literally had an epiphany and realized that she had to do it. The fact that, again, her career was on the line, the fact that this man has been cheating with this same woman for years and had a baby allegedly by this woman. Also, I don't believe Kevin was coming home. I don't think he lived with Wendy anymore. You know, she had been staying in this sober house for, we don't even know how long she's been there. But I don't even believe that Kevin has been staying at home with her. I do not believe that man has been in that house with her at all. Very rarely. He's probably got a few clothes in the corner of the house, and he comes there every now and then, but I really don't think he's been living with Wendy for quite some time. Now, people are speculating whether or not Wendy knew that Kelvin was going with Sharina all of this time, but I think she knew. I think she had an idea about it, even though we know she supposedly hired an investigator a year ago to check and see what was going on. But I think she had a feeling, because from what I understand, her knowledge of Sharina goes back years ago as well. She knows Sharina from the past. According to 50 Cent, who I don't put much stock into what he says because he's so very petty on social media. He's always talking about somebody. But according to him, Wendy Williams has had a sexual affair or a tryst with Sharina and Kelvin all at the same time. They had a threesome back several years ago. And I don't like to repeat things like that, but it makes sense that that would be possible. It's not beneath her, because Wendy admitted herself that she's had threesomes, her and Kevin. And there has been rumors that she likes to dip in the quote-unquote lady pond, according to several sources. And I want to say she admitted that once before, but I don't put no stock in that. But I vaguely remember hearing her say that during an interview, that she has walked down that lane before. But when the picture surfaced of her being out partying with Kelvin and Sharina, like back in 2007 in Jamaica, where Charlamagne told us that Kelvin and Sharina had attended an event called Hedonism, where people literally have orgies and everybody sleeps together, ew. And if Sharina and Kelvin were there, and then we know Wendy was there in Jamaica too, it's not unlikely or beneath Wendy to have participated in a threesome with him. I'm not saying she did. I'm just saying it's not unlikely that she did, which would really make sense as to why she allowed this situation with Kevin to go on for so long. Okay, why she never put her foot down. That's part of the reason why she never put her foot down about that, because we have heard that it's been said that she told Kevin that, I don't care what you do, you can date who you want, just don't embarrass me, don't humiliate me, and don't let certain things happen. You know, she's already made it known that she would not divorce him if he cheated on her, so he was kind of free and clear to do what he wanted to do, so to speak. So it's not really beneath her to have done that. And so, and y'all remember that I said all that for a reason, and I'm going to get back to it. I don't bring up stuff like that unless I have a purpose in it. So just remember that part. But yeah, so we have found out all of these things. We know that last week Kelvin supposedly bought a watch, not bought a watch, but had a watch that she already owned, upgraded, which was stupid. Wendy Williams already has, I'm pretty sure, several watches, and he has the nerves to upgrade one. But getting back to the divorce, y'all, there are so many things that I want to say, and I'm kind of recalling from memory. But listen, her divorce, she filed irreconcilable differences. That's the divorce that she filed. And from what I understand, according to her lawyer, she filed a no contest, not a no contest, but a no fault divorce. A no fault divorce is a divorce where the people don't bring up any fault, any adultery, affairs, anything. So everything that Kevin has done to her, it would never come up in the marriage hearing. She's saying it's irreconcilable differences, meaning that this marriage has been, according to her, been dissolving for 6 months, and it's just, I want it to be over with. There's no possibility of us ever reconciling. It's just we can no longer be together. For whatever reason, it doesn't even matter. It's a no fault. No fault means that nothing he has done to her will count against her in the divorce count against him, I'm sorry, in the divorce proceedings. And I personally believe that the reason for that is because, one, Wendy is afraid of Kevin. She's already said in the past that he's a killer. He's known to threaten people's lives and try to hurt people. So I think she's afraid of him. And not only that, Wendy Williams has done a lot of stuff herself in the marriage, and Kevin has so much dirt on Wendy Williams. He's got so much stuff on her. He's got as much dirt on her as she has on him. I'm pretty sure she's had other men during the marriage as well. And again, remember the threesome? That's probably something that she doesn't want to come out in court. So I think that it's easier for her to just go ahead and try to, y'all excuse me, I got a hair hanging over in my eye. But I think it's easier for her to try to just go ahead and divorce, to have a clean break, a clean divorce with Kelvin. One thing that I saw earlier, I'm going to read something briefly to you, something from the divorce papers. It says, there exist irreconcilable differences between the parties which have caused the breakdown of the marriage for a period of 6 months, and which make it appear that the marriage should be dissolved, as there is no reasonable prospect of reconciliation, the filing read. Williams is demanding that the marriage be dissolved, that the court equitably divide the parties' marital property equitably. She wants the judge to decide how their assets, their personal assets, are going to be split, and that the appropriate amount of child support be established. Now, when I first saw that, I was like, child support? Her son is almost 19 years old, you guys. Well, I forgot, when children are in college, I think in some places up until they're 24 years old, they can still receive child support. But yeah, but you know, Wendy makes way more money than Kevin. His income is predicated on his association and his work with her. That's his income. So I'm pretty sure, and I'm hoping, that by them divorcing and when it's final, he'll completely be out of her business affairs. I hope that he will no longer work for her company. And in that being said, he will probably be unemployed for a really long time, because I can't see anybody wanting to work with Kevin. His reputation has been shot. People don't like him. I just refuse to believe that anybody would work with him. But it also says she is asking for further relief that the court deems fair and equitable. In the court papers, her insurance policies cover her and Hunter, and it includes life insurance, automobile insurance, health insurance, homeowners insurance, and disability insurance. Now, y'all, I said all that to say, remember on the last major video I made a week or so ago, I told you that all of their business affairs is intertwined. Literally, Wendy has Kelvin's name on just about everything. They co-own a production company. That means all of the money she probably makes for her show probably goes into one big major account that he has access to. By the way, the streets are talking and saying that Wendy Williams has frozen bank accounts too. Not frozen bank accounts, but has blocked Kevin from bank accounts. That's what I heard. I haven't proven that. I'm gonna have to do a little bit more research, and I'll come back and tell y'all later. But it's been said that he was locked out of the production, out of the studio, and that he has been, his privileges, like bank account privileges, his access to bank account privileges, have also been blocked too. Now, that's what I heard, okay? So, now, All of that is supposedly happening right now with him. He can't access any money, and and that's possible for that to happen until the divorce hearing, or the divorce trial, whatever you call it. Let's see. They say that he is demanding $10 million from Wendy Williams to walk away clean and free and to start over. $10 million. And if that's the case, she should go ahead and give him that, because that's a whole lot better than half of her $60 million. Go ahead and give him that $60 million and let him go about his business, because I personally don't believe that Kevin is going to be able to hang on to much money anyway, because I heard he owes everybody. I heard he has debts galore, and people are definitely going to be coming after him for their money. Not only that, you see how he spends money frivolously. He spends money like a country poor man that ain't used to having nothing. I've never seen somebody spend that kind of money that, anyway, he won't have it long, y'all. That's what I'm saying. If he gets $10 million, he won't have it long. And I truly don't believe that. Let me see what else, because I had some other articles that I wanted to read to you guys. A couple of other articles from Radar Online. The one about him demanding $10 million from her to sign a non-disclosure agreement. This is what the article says from Radar Online. It says, as Wendy Williams and Kevin Hunter prepare for a potential divorce showdown, sources claimed exclusively to RadarOnline.com, a defiant Hunter is demanding a $10 million payoff to walk away from their 21-year marriage. Kevin won't go quietly. He's seen Wendy at rock bottom, and he knows all of her deepest, darkest, dirtiest secrets, spilled an insider. He's been telling his friends that if she starts to make this nasty, he will not hesitate to drag her through the mud. Kevin has so much on her, there will certainly be no Wendy Williams show by the time that he's finished. He feels a few million for him to sign an NDA and start fresh is a bargain. It's either that or certain ruin for Wendy. And I think it is. I think it would be easier for her to just give him that $10 million and call it a day. She'll still have $50 million and let him go on about his business, all right? And she can live her life. Meanwhile, Radar has also learned exclusively the future of troubled train wreck Wendy Williams' marriage may rest on a DNA test. After her husband allegedly fathered a child, sources said Wendy hit him with a stinging ultimatum. She said, prove that you're not the baby's daddy or we're headed for divorce. The bug-eyed blabbermouth dropped the DNA bombshell. Y'all, yes, they did call her a bug-eyed blabbermouth. Say she dropped the DNA bombshell on Kevin Hunter after he reportedly raced to Mistress Sharina Hudson's hospital bedside, apparently triggering Wendy's spectacularly boozy relapse. But the 54-year-old talk show diva has been taking a battering for months. In late 2018, Wendy appeared to be spiraling out of control when she injured her shoulder during an alleged confrontation with 46-year-old Hunter. The chatterbox slurred her words on air, which she blamed on pain meds, but a lot of viewers questioned the credibility of her story. In January, Wendy took an extended leave of absence from her talk show, originally blaming her non-appearance on her thyroid illness, Graves' disease. But when she returned in March, Wendy, who has a history of abusing alcohol, cocaine, and marijuana, announced that she'd been living with a bunch of smelly boys in a sober house and was being shadowed by a 24-hour sober coach. Then, just a few days later, she was rushed to a hospital after being found drunk when Hunter reportedly hightailed it to a longtime love, Sharina's side. But I'm going to say this, and I've said it 2 or 3 times before. Even if that baby is not Kevin's, the fact that he is taking responsibility for it is enough for me. The fact that he's saying that it is and thinks that it is would be enough for me, okay? That's all it would take for me. You know, we recently saw her caught on camera riding a mobility scooter through a 4 a.m. trip to Walmart, or during a 4 a.m. trip to Walmart, where she was bizarrely shopping for sweatpants, and nobody cares about that. I'm sure everybody knows this woman goes to the grocery store. She got on the show, a clip I saw, she mentioned that she was in there taking selfies. Now, you know good and well she wasn't doing no selfies. How come we didn't see the other people in the selfies? So she just tells just little white lies when she talks. She won't tell the whole truth. I don't know why. Anyway, let me move on. They say she was walking with no limp at all. She just wanted to ride the wheelchair cart. So, whatever. So that's one article that came out, and I'm gonna hurry up because this video getting kind of long, y'all. So that's one thing that they were talking about about how he is demanding $10 million because he knows all of her business. I've been said that Wendy Williams has done probably just as much dirt as Kevin has done. She just hadn't had a baby by anybody else, because I had been hearing that for a long time. How do you think they were able to stay married for as long as they were? And even now, it's because she has no other choice except to divorce him. But another article was just released by Radar Online, and I'm going to mention that one to you as well. The next one I saw about her, what I told y'all today, they're saying that she's having second thoughts about her divorce. Now, I don't know where these people are getting this information from, but this was put out by Radar Online as well. And they were saying in this article just today, just several hours ago, it says Wendy Williams is having second thoughts about her divorcing her husband, Kevin Hunter. RadarOnline.com has exclusively learned the Trouble Talk Show host 54 filed for divorce, of course, on Wednesday, April 10th, but she served him on Thursday, April 11th, after 21 years of marriage. It says, as the readers already know, the move followed Wendy's rehab nightmare and Hunter's alleged cheating scandal. But now, although she slapped her controversial husband with divorce papers, a source has told Radar that Wendy is having second thoughts about the divorce. She's terrified of being alone. According to the insider, Kevin and his friends are putting a lot of pressure on her not to go through with the divorce. And when they say he's putting pressure on her, I wonder if he's threatening Wendy's life, y'all. Okay? Because you know he never believed in a million years that Wendy would file for a divorce. She's terrified of being alone. She's also terrified of Kevin, I believe. And she's insecure about her success without him. He's a master manipulator, and the strong lady we see on TV isn't who she really is. Deep down, Wendy is a terrified, frightened little girl. Okay? Y'all, I hope that ain't true. I hope she's not changing her mind, trying to scare him. I really hope she follows through with this divorce, because this man has done a lot of dirt to her. A lot of dirt, and she's done a lot of dirt, and she just needs to go away. I always said my biggest hope for Wendy is that she becomes a better person because of this. I really do, because she's not been the best person over the years, okay? She has not been, and I would hope that she changes. I hope that, you know, her time spent at that sober house is what's really giving her some confidence to go ahead and to actually file for the divorce. I hope that that is what pushed her to do so, and I hope she continues on this journey. And she needs some good solid people around her to tell her, girl, you can make it. He ain't there no way. This man spends most of his time with Sharina, from what I understand. And y'all, oh, and by the way, Wendy Williams has gotten her a new apartment, a new condo in New York as well. So I guess they're gonna sell the house she has in New Jersey, the mansion. Good for her. She's done that. So hopefully that means that she is going forward with the divorce, because she has found her a new residence in New York, independent of Kevin. Good for her. Good for her. So I hope Radar Online, that's just a stab. They're reaching for straws with that one. I hope so. But y'all, you know, I was inboxed a link to the interview by a very well-known vlogger here on YouTube. Y'all know exactly who I'm talking about. And people get mad if I say that I've watched her, and believe me, I don't watch her on a regular basis. I don't particularly like this particular vlogger, but when she has an interview with certain people concerning certain issues, I take a listen, and especially somebody sent me this yesterday, because I guess it must have been posted yesterday. And this vlogger had the singer Avion Falstar, I guess is the name he was going by. Man, he was one of Kevin's artists at his production company, and he had his wife there sitting in the studio with him. Why, I do not know. And this young man was actually discovered on Wendy Williams' show about 2 years ago. At the pre-show, they let him sing. He covers a lot of Brian McKnight songs. He sounds like Brian McKnight, or better. He sounds like a younger version of Brian McKnight. He has a beautiful voice, but why he's got to sound just like Brian McKnight, I don't know. To me, that's not very appealing. He needs to sound like himself, but that's just me, y'all. That's just me. But he can sing. He has a very beautiful voice, no doubt about that. But anyway, he was discovered couple of years ago. Kevin Hunter allegedly gave him a contract. Well, he was doing this interview because he's actually obviously hot and pissed about some things, And he's trying to say, he said a lot of stuff. He said a lot of controversial and contradictory things, but I do believe he was telling the truth about a lot of the gross things that he said. And y'all, he really did go into some deep detail. He dove deep into his relationship with Kevin. I wish I had not listened to what he said. And the only reason I believe that what he said is true is because I have heard this very same rumor at least 3 times before. This interview was a confirmation, so to speak, of what I'd heard about Kevin. This young man says that he and Kevin Hunter had a brief sexual relationship. He's mad. He's talking and spilling all the tea now because Kevin Hunter is trying to get money out of him when in fact Kevin Hunter owes him money. So he's going to sue Kevin Hunter if Kevin Hunter does not agree to the demands that he has put on him, okay? But he said that Kevin Hunter emotionally and psychologically abused him, says he raped him, and says that they had fellatio with each other. Oh, y'all, I want to throw up in my mouth, but they had fellatio with one another and sex with one another. And he went into details about the rape situation, and he talked about that he and Sharina and Kevin, all of them were friends. He's been in the house with them at Sharina's condo when she was in condo in New Jersey. And yeah, I was just blown away. I could not believe the things that I was hearing. But at the same time, I did believe him because I had heard it before. I had heard before that Kevin had a proclivity towards certain men. And I heard that he had a physical relationship with one of his artist, but I didn't know his name at the time. This is obviously that guy. I don't know if Kevin is gay. The boy said that Kevin was gay. I don't know if Kevin's gay. Bisexual, probably. I don't know. A lot of people say there's no such thing as bisexual. I don't know. I believe there's some people that are so freaky they'll do anything. I too don't believe that people can sit on the fence for very long. They either go one way or the other eventually. But I do believe that there are some freaky people in this world who would do anything, and obviously Kevin is one of those people, because this young man Avion said that Kevin is so hung up and in love with Sharina. I keep telling y'all, I believe she done put something in his food. I don't care what nobody say. But he also said and confirmed what I thought, that Sharina doesn't really want Kevin anyway, and I still don't. I have never thought she really cared for him because of what I have heard before from one of her ex-side pieces, baby mama. I don't believe that she wants Kelvin either. I think it's all about the money for her, and she's living a life that she never lived when she was back in Columbia, South Carolina. She just wants to be big. You see how she looked, how she stepped out that house trying to be big and bad the other day with her new curls and her new clothes on, and she thinking she sharp with them feathers around her neck. Y'all, I just didn't even know what to say. I couldn't do nothing but laugh. I was so tickled just looking at her. Ain't used to nothing. Had on some come get me red lipstick, and her and Kevin was just riding high, honey. But anyway, she better enjoy it while she can, because let me tell you what, go around, come around, and she's certainly going to reap what she sowed. If she thinks for a minute that her and Kevin are going to have a great relationship and that everything's going to go her way, she's got another thing coming, because they're going to get real tired of each other real quick. He going to get tired of rocking that baby, and she going to get tired of rocking that baby too. And I'm just sorry and sad that a child had to come into that situation. I really hate that. And again, I wonder if that baby is really Kelvin's. I still wonder if she doesn't really like him. I just wonder if that baby is really his. And you know, she's had family members that have spoken out about this situation with her and Kevin. She's got an uncle that spoke out and said that he knows the demise of Wendy's and Kevin's marriage is because of Sharina. But Sharina don't care. She don't care. I know her type. I've seen her type before. She don't care. She's not going to care until it happens to her or something bad happens to her. Then she's going to care. Okay? It's going to happen, y'all. So just wait for it, all right? Something bad is going to happen between Kevin and Sharina. That ain't going to last, because he's not going to have much money at some point, and then Wendy going to be riding high, which she should at this point. And I just hope, again, that Wendy Williams becomes a better person because of it. This Avion guy, I told you his wife was sitting up in the studio listening at him go into very graphic detail about the sexual escapades, which based on what he said, it didn't happen very often. but how him and Kevin used to go to the spa together, or Kevin would like for him to go to the spa, and they would meet up, and that's where they would have some of their trysts and perform fellatio on each other. And she was sitting there, and she had to be nervous because this lady ate a whole big bunch of grapes in one sitting. She was just popping them back to back, and cheese and grapes. She ate up all the snacks. She was nervous because people tend to do that when they get a little bit nervous. I don't even know how she was able to sit there and listen to that, because I couldn't have done it. I just couldn't have done it. It was gross, to say the least. I don't know why he had to go into that kind of detail. He seemed to be really proud of the fact that he had this little tryst with Kevin. He tried to say that he wasn't gay, but no, brother, you are gay. You seem gay to me. Just call it what it is. Just go ahead on and admit it. And your wife is silly to be sitting there with you acting like she believes you or wanting to believe you. But yeah, he was contradicting himself in a lot of ways, but I believe the basic facts of what he says happened. I truly do believe that they happened. I don't know if he's scorned or a scorned lover, or if his feelings have been hurt by Kevin or not. I don't know. I think it might be the fact that money, he wants his money that he feels that Kevin owes him. That's a big part of his anger. And the fact that Kevin is trying to get money out of him to get out of a contract. Kevin told him he had to give him $100,000 to get out of a contract. That right there would piss me off too. We would have a problem too, because this dude is telling everything. His life is in danger now. His very life is in danger. He was telling this vlogger everything. He was going into detail, and from what I understand, they're doing a part 2. So there's more information to come, y'all. This is gross. And I'm telling y'all, down at that studio where Wendy Williams films her show, I know that those producers, Delmar Mercury and them, don't want to continue to be working with Wendy like this. Her life, it's gotten too messy. Everything around her is messy. So she, again, I believe she had to get rid of Kevin if she wants to, or she has to get rid of him if she wants to maintain her career. I truly believe that, all right? I just don't believe them people going to keep on dealing with her with all this mess swirling around her. I knew that this thing with Kevin was going to eventually come to an end between Wendy and Kevin back in January, when he had the nerve to go down to the studio and cuss out her staff members because he thought they were telling all of her business. I knew then that the end was very near for him, okay? Y'all, I'm gonna have to take y'all with me. Wait a minute, y'all. Hold on just a second, y'all. Well, matter of fact, y'all, I'm gonna stop this video and come back because I got something on the stove and I don't want it to boil over. So I'm gonna come back and do 5 more minutes to end this video. All right, I'll see y'all in a minute. Bye-bye.